Part 1. Peanut butter cookies have a long history, but this version takes them to a new level of flavor and fun. The addition of peanut butter chips creates a delightful texture contrast that will make you wonder how you ever made cookies without them. This classic cookie recipe gets an exciting twist with the inclusion of chocolate chunks, adding an extra layer of indulgence. With just a few simple ingredients, you can create a batch of chewy, deliciously peanut buttery treats that are sure to satisfy any sweet tooth. The combination of crunchy and soft textures is a match made in heaven for anyone who loves cookies. To take your cookie game to the next level, try adding some chopped nuts or dried cranberries for added flavor and texture. This easy recipe is perfect for kids and adults alike, making it a great option for family baking nights or parties. The best part? It's incredibly easy to make, requiring only 10 minutes of prep time and 12 to 15 minutes of baking time. With this peanut butter cookie game changer recipe, you'll be the star of any gathering in no time. Part 2. Elotes, Mexico's national dish of grilled corn on the cob, has a rich history dating back to the Aztecs. The word elote is derived from the Spanish word for corn, and its preparation is deeply rooted in Mexican culture. When cooked over an open flame, the natural sweetness of the corn is enhanced by the caramelized flavor of the grill marks. To make authentic elotes, start by selecting fresh ears of corn that are plump and moist. Remove the husks and silk, then brush the corn with a mixture of lime juice, vegetable oil, and spices. Season with salt, pepper, and a sprinkle of cotija cheese for added depth of flavor. For an extra boost of flavor, slather on some mayonnaise or sour cream before serving. The combination of textures and flavors in elotes is truly unique and addictive. Whether you're at the beach, a park, or a street food stand, elotes are always a delicious treat. Part 3. Carbonate, a type of ancient Egyptian flatbread made with emmer wheat and barley, has been found to contain gluten. Despite being over 3,000 years old, its discovery is significant because it reveals that the use of gluten was not unique to modern breads. This flatbread was likely used as a staple food for both workers and the wealthy in ancient Egyptian society. The fact that carbonates were still being consumed when grains like wheat became more dominant makes it an interesting example of how certain foods can persist through time. The discovery of carbonates has also shed light on the history of gluten-free diets, which have become increasingly popular in recent years. This is because ancient Egyptians may have been one of the first cultures to recognize the potential health benefits of avoiding gluten. In fact, some researchers believe that the use of gluten-free grains like barley and emmer wheat was a deliberate choice made by ancient Egyptians to avoid digestive issues. The discovery of carbonates has also sparked debate about whether the ancient Egyptians were actually aware of the dangers of gluten. Carbonate production likely required significant amounts of water, which could have been scarce in some regions. This scarcity may have led to the development of gluten-free grains as a more reliable option for food production. While we can't know for certain whether the ancient Egyptians had a full understanding of gluten and its effects on human health, their use of carbonates does suggest that they were aware of potential issues with consuming gluten. Despite these findings, it's worth noting that the concept of gluten-free diets is a relatively modern phenomenon, dating back to the mid-20th century. The rise of gluten-free breads in recent years can be attributed to growing awareness of celiac disease and other gluten-related disorders. However, the discovery of carbonates highlights an earlier interest in avoiding gluten that predates this trend by thousands of years. Part 4. Cornbread, a staple of Southern American cuisine, has a rich history that spans centuries and continents. Originally born from the desperate creativity of coal miners in Italy, its name derives from carbone, coal, reflecting the working-class roots of Italian cuisine. As European settlers arrived in America, they brought their culinary traditions with them, including corn, which was a staple crop in many Native American communities. Cornbread became an essential food for early American colonists, particularly those of African descent. The dish's evolution is closely tied to the transatlantic slave trade and the cultural exchange between enslaved Africans and European settlers. Enslaved cooks would often add their own ingredients and spices to traditional European recipes, creating unique fusion dishes like cornbread. This hidden connection to African cuisine reveals a more nuanced history of American food than previously acknowledged. By exploring cornbread's secret history, we can better understand the complex cultural dynamics that shaped America's culinary identity. Part 5. Satisfactory is a game where players build and manage their own factories on alien planets. The game's vast world, colorful graphics, and addictive gameplay make it an ideal choice for players looking for something new to try. One of the best aspects of Satisfactory is its creative freedom, allowing players to experiment with different recipes and ingredients. Players can build anything from simple machines to complex machinery, all while exploring a unique and fascinating galaxy. From sweet treats to savory dishes, these recipes are sure to delight your taste buds. The best part is that they're easy to make, requiring minimal resources and effort. You can start building your own factory today and try out these delicious recipes for yourself. With Satisfactory's vast world and creative freedom, the possibilities are endless. Whether you're a seasoned player or just starting out, these 10 tasty twists in Satisfactory are sure to inspire you to create something new and amazing. Part 6. World War II was a time of great chaos and uncertainty, but amidst the destruction and hardship, food played a vital role in keeping soldiers and civilians alike fed and motivated. Handheld foods like sandwiches, energy bars, and canned goods became staples of the war effort. These convenient, portable meals allowed people to eat on the go, fueling their bodies for long days of work and combat. In Britain, for example, women took on a crucial role in producing these foods, using rationed ingredients to create delicious and nutritious meals. The U.S. military also developed its own line of handheld foods, including MREs, meals ready to eat, that became iconic symbols of the war effort. From soldiers' lunches to air raid shelters, food was always at the forefront of people's minds. As the war raged on, the importance of food only grew, with governments and civilians alike recognizing its role in morale, productivity, and overall survival. The story of handheld foods during World War II is one of ingenuity, resourcefulness, and resilience. It highlights the power of food to bring people together, comfort them in times of crisis, and fuel their efforts towards a common goal. Part 7. Can AI food tracker apps really help you keep track of your carbs? Originally designed to monitor calorie intake, these apps have evolved to include detailed macronutrient tracking. By analyzing the nutritional data of every food item, they can provide personalized insights into your carb consumption. However, it's essential to understand how accurate these apps are and what limitations they may have. Some AI-powered apps use complex algorithms to analyze food databases and identify patterns in your eating habits. These patterns can help you make informed decisions about your diet. By leveraging the power of artificial intelligence, you can take control of your carb intake and make healthier choices. With the right app, tracking carbs can be a breeze. But is it worth it? Let's explore this further. Part 8. Hoppin' John, a classic Louisiana dish made with black-eyed peas, rice, and spices, has a rich history that spans centuries. Originally brought to the Americas by enslaved West Africans, this humble food became a staple in the Lowcountry region of South Carolina and later spread to Louisiana. The name, Hoppin' John, is believed to have originated from the idea that the black-eyed peas would jump or hop when cooked with rice. This dish was not only a source of nutrition but also played a significant role in the cultural heritage of African Americans. In Louisiana, Hoppin' John is often served on New Year's Day for good luck and prosperity. The dish has been passed down through generations, with each family adding their own unique twist to the recipe. Despite its importance in Louisiana cuisine, Hoppin' John remains a relatively unknown food outside of the state. However, its rich history and cultural significance make it an essential part of American culinary heritage. With its roots in African American culture and resilience, Hoppin' John is more than just a dish, it's a story of survival and triumph. Part 9. Carbonara, the creamy Roman pasta dish, has a surprising history that challenges what most people believe. Originally born from the desperate creativity of coal miners, its name derives from carbone, coal, reflecting the working-class roots of Italian cuisine. Carbonara was not always an Italian dish, but its evolution is closely tied to post-World War II Italy's economic and social changes. Despite being a simple pasta dish with just eggs and cheese, it gained widespread popularity across Europe and beyond. In the United States, carbonara became a staple in Italian-American restaurants, often served with bacon or pancetta instead of guanciale. This substitution reflects the cultural exchange between Italian immigrants and American tastes. The dish's creamy texture and rich flavors have made it a favorite among pasta lovers worldwide. Carbonara is not just a meal, it's an experience that combines history, culture, and delicious food. While its evolution is complex, one thing remains constant: Carbonara's ability to bring people together over a shared love of good food. Part 10. Beef Wellington, the show-stopping dish that combines tenderloin beef with puff pastry and mushrooms, has a long history dating back to the 19th century. Originally created by French chef Marie-Antoine Carême for the Duke of Wellington after his victory at Waterloo. The story behind this iconic dish is as fascinating as its flavors. Beef Wellington was initially called filet de bœuf en croûte and consisted of a filet wrapped in pastry with mushrooms, onions, and spices. Over time, the recipe evolved, but the essence remained the same. To achieve perfect beef Wellington, focus on using high-quality ingredients. A tenderloin beef fillet is essential for this dish. Choose one that's at least 1 inch thick to ensure even cooking. The key to a successful duckles, the mixture of mushrooms and herbs in pastry dough, lies in its preparation. Mix sautéed mushrooms with finely chopped onions, thyme, and rosemary, then season with salt and pepper. Use a high-quality puff pastry to create an evenly baked crust. To assemble beef Wellington, start by seasoning the beef fillet on all sides with salt and black pepper. Spread the duckles evenly over the beef, leaving a 1 inch border around it. Roll out the puff pastry to a large rectangle, then place the beef in the center of the dough. Brush the edges of the pastry with water and roll the Wellington into a tight cylinder. Place the beef Wellington seam side down on a baking sheet lined with parchment paper. Bake at 400 degrees Fahrenheit, 200 degrees Celsius, for about 25 to 30 minutes or until the pastry is golden brown and puffed. Let it rest for 10 minutes before slicing and serving. A perfectly cooked beef Wellington requires patience, attention to detail, and practice. Mastering this classic dish will elevate your cooking skills and impress your dinner guests.